This is the Huey Alert Podcast with Craig and Shelley Huey, bringing you the tools to transform our nation and culture, the intersection of faith and politics.
Hi, it's Craig Huey, the Huey Alert Podcast. I'm so glad you're with me. And, I don't have my beautiful bride, Shelley, with me today, but I do have a very special guest. It's Christian DeHamer. And the reason I like Christian is because he has a keen insight into the economic events, the investment events going on today. His ability to identify good investment picks goes beyond the ordinary. He has a service. Christian, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And it's called the Outsider Club, right?
That's right, the Outsider Club.
Now, that is an intriguing title. It's not like, strategic investing.
Right.
So, what is the meaning behind that?
Well, the idea is that there's this, the world's run by people who are insiders.
Yes.
And there's this idea that maybe you could become one of these people, but you can't.
Yeah.
You're not going to be in it.
Right.
And so we call ourselves the Outsiders. And we're a group of like-minded people, and
Yes.
like freedom and personal responsibility, and
Yes.
we're out there to help you be a sovereign individual, to make money, to live the life you want to live.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I've noticed in the past you've had some incredible winners.
Yeah.
I think I saw one that was 780% profit
Yeah.
for the people subscribing to your service. Give me a couple of examples of the type of investment opportunities you're able to uncover from, I guess it would be insiders owning stock, trading stock. You want to explain how that works?
Well, sure. Well, I look for a catalyst first
Yes.
of all. First of all, I start with value, and
Yes.
then I add a catalyst. And so, and then I'll go to the chart and see if I like the chart, and I like breakouts from value.
Right.
So, for example, I've been investing heavily in oil tanker stocks over the
Okay.
past 2 years.
Okay.
Obviously, Russia invaded Ukraine, and
Right.
they cut off the pipelines.
Yes, right.
And so Germany and Europe has to get their oil from someplace else.
Right.
And then the Red Sea incidents happened where instead of going through this, from the Indian Ocean straight to the Mediterranean,
Yes.
they now have to go all the way around the Horn of Africa.
Right.
And so that coupled with this, there was a huge surplus of oil tankers about 16 years ago.
Right.
And so the natural business cycle means that we're at the point where there was a supply shortage anyway.
Right.
And then it got hit by a demand,
Yeah.
surge.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and these stocks are still incredibly cheap. But there's some of them with a P of 3 and pay a 15% dividend. And they're up 700%, 200 to 700%
Wow.
over the past couple of years.
Love it.
And they have another year or so to run. So I like the oil tanker stocks,
And so how does that fit into seeing exactly the insiders?
Well, you have this world, right, where the people in charge are sort of we're going away from globalization.
So it's a kind of a geopolitical view of what some of the insiders in the government are doing.
That's right.
And maybe big business, and that is so intriguing. What a great model to have. With that, as an average investor, now we've got some people who are watching this
Right.
that are accredited investors.
Sure.
We've got some people who are active investors, but we have a lot of people who either have limited capital or limited experience in investing. For that group of people, what would you suggest? How would your service be of help to them?
Well, let's say if you have our services, is well, first of all, we have a free daily email.
Okay.
And so if you sign up for that, we'll keep you, abreast of the markets.
Right.
And we don't try to, go after the crowded stocks.
Right.
We go after like stocks that offer unique opportunities that
Right.
nobody's talking about.
Right.
And so what I would advise you to do is if you have a portfolio, you probably have a 401k and stuff.
Yes.
You keep most of your money in that, and you take 10%, and then you divide that 10% in 10%. So you have 10 opportunities.
Yeah.
And then you try out, some of these recommendations. If you don't like me, there's plenty of guys who can get very valid stock information from.
Right.
And that's fine. But you can make a lot of money doing just a very little amount of research. You can make more money trading stocks than anything else. And I don't mean you follow some 20-year-old who's telling you to buy Dogecoin or whatever. But like if I can lay out a valid reason for the stock to go up,
Yeah.
and you agree with that reason, then try it out, see if it works.
Hi, I'm Craig Huey, the Huey Alert, and I really appreciate you as a podcast listener. And I appreciate also our sponsors that make the podcast possible. I'm not an investment advisor or investment newsletter writer. I'm a geopolitical commentator, but one thing I do know is that oil and gas prices are going up and the government is putting more restrictions on them, and then there's a unique opportunity that investors could take advantage of. If you're interested, you might want to consider getting a free report that we put together called Biden's War on Energy. And although the purpose of this program is not to make an investment recommendation, we should note that an affiliate of the Huey Alert has separately been engaged in connection with the Investor Relations Services for Prairie Operating Company, a publicly traded oil and gas company and our sponsor. And you can easily get this simply by going to the QR code that's on your screen, or you could go to megatrendalert.com. megatrendalert.com, and you'll get the free report, no obligation. Hope you enjoy it. Back to our show. So we live in a world where the Federal Trade Commission, ideologically driven by bureaucrats that often target companies like Elon Musk that they don't like, and they're going to be attacking a company or corporation. You've got this happening with the SEC. You're having multiple FTC. You have these different. You've got all these different governmental agencies. Is that part of what you're looking at to see what might be either a target of an attack or something that might be a favored industry?
Well, sure. I mean, Well, I mean, take coal, for instance, right? They've been going after coal for 20 years now, right? And then, like, even if you Google, like, the benefits of coal, you won't find any article saying the benefits of coal. But obviously, we wouldn't be where we are as an industrialized world without coal. I mean, it brought us out of the Stone Ages. And ironically, if you had bought coal stocks about 2 years ago, you'd be up about 1,000, 1,200%.
Oh, see, and what you just said is so powerful. Because of the censorship of Google and the big tech. Because they suppress the truth, they suppress the reality. They bring up what fits their worldview. You're able to look beyond that.
Well, you see, the hard reality of electric vehicles and AI is that we're going to need at least twice as much electricity as we do now. I've seen people say that we're going to need twice as much copper as ever been pulled out of the ground. And this idea that we're going to have not use coal or nuclear or oil to somehow produce this electricity is just foolish. It's not true. It's not going to happen. And I think George Soros was the one who said, find the lie in the market and explore. Though I know a lot of people don't like George Soros. But he was a very good businessman.
He made a lot of money by following that idea. So if you were to take a look at this election cycle,
Right.
between now and the election, and then shortly after the election, does that change any way that somebody should be investing?
Oh, I mean, unless you're into, at various points, I've bought stocks that are actually I traded coal, in 2016.
Right.
And I was very profitable then. It's sort of hard to say. There are certain stocks that benefit from certain, people in power.
Right.
Right.
So that would fit into your model of being able to follow your advice, and if you see a trend going on that's based upon what could be a mega trend in a certain area, you would discover that.
Yeah, for sure. Like if, I mean, obviously, when Obama got elected, all the EV companies would benefit.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
So, or like Halliburton with George Bush.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good trade.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Very interesting. I can't think of any other service like what you have. So if one of our viewers would like to take a look at what you're doing, and see if it might be a right fit, how do they find out about your service? And I think you mentioned a free newsletter.
Yes, we write a daily newsletter, and it's go to outsiderclub.com and sign up, and we'll send it to your email every day, and join us.
That's awesome. That is, say the URL one more time.
Outsiderclub.com.
Outsiderclub.com. Everyone, I check it out. I take a look at it, and you know what? I am sure that you know someone, maybe a friend, a neighbor, someone who's interested in enlarging and increasing their portfolio and looking at a different way to invest based upon more of a geopolitical point of view. This would be an awesome way of taking a look at it. Christian's put together some very good information. So send this podcast to them. Show them the podcast so they can understand what he's doing and check it out for themselves. So until next week, when we have Shelley by my side again, God bless you all. Thanks. Hi, I'm Craig Huey of the Huey Alert Podcast. I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful for our sponsors. And one of our sponsors is Prairie. Now, Prairie is an oil and gas company. This company has been analyzed by a famous investment newsletter writer, and I've included part of his report in a special report I've prepared for all my subscribers to Huey Report called The Biden's War on Energy. Now, the Biden War on Energy is a free report that will tell you what's going on in the energy sector. And then for those who would be interested, I've included the section with the investment newsletter writer talking about Prairie. I'd like to send you the free report, Biden's War on Energy, along with the other 4 special reports I prepared in the Megatrend Election Survival Kit. And you can easily get this simply by going to the QR code that's on your screen, or you can go to megatrendalert.com, megatrendalert.com. And you'll get the free report, no obligation. Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks for joining us this week. We are listener-supported, so please consider partnering with us by donating at craighuey.com or by signing up for our free newsletter. We look forward to being with you next week. And don't forget to share this podcast with others.